And good day to you. Yes, I am back after a couple of weeks of military service out in Fort Hood, Texas. A couple of guys actually recognized me, even though I'm wearing the name face mask. But apparently, if you are 6'5" and have a name tag that says Morin, people recognize you anyway. Go figure. Okay, so welcome back to another episode of the Motor Pool, where I get to drive around and explode gloriously for your pleasure and entertainment. So let me click on this thing, go into the garage, and as ever I'm here for about 2 hours, a little bit less. I have a brand new computer, but I had to set it up. And things didn't work out as ever. They didn't work out quite the way they should have. Yeah, let's do some more crew experience for 2 hours. Actually, yeah, crew experience. So there's my personal reserves, and if you aren't familiar, I'm basically just working my way up to tier 10 in as many vehicles as I can. And so for the Soviets, with the T-54 lightweight, as you can see is a proposed version. Now it's interesting to note that the similarity between this and the Chinese light tanks, which actually ended up being produced. This one, of course, was not. Let's just go right into battle, and we'll see how I do. My rent just got paid. What had me visiting the great place? Warfighter. There's a warfighter going on. I'll be back again in another month. News from the black market? No. Don't tell me anything about the black market. That way I can't leak it to you guys. Probably safe. I used to do a lot of leaking back in the day. I try to be relevant, but... Why is the Restream bot name in blue? I don't know. Ooh. Not necessarily the best map for a light tank, this one. The 54 lightweight is one of those odd ones that it's not quite heavy enough to be a medium, although it does punch, you know, above its weight, as it were. But it's a little bit too big to be a proper scouty light. Okay, let's go this way and let's see where we end up. Oh, if the sound balance of the game is wrong, because again this is a new configuration, let me know and I'll drop the volume in the game. Whoops. That was fortunate. I may not have noticed that there was a hill there. Gonna sit here and see what happens. Lack of gun depression, I notice. There already no, there's just our TDs. Ah, there's an EBR rolling around. It's not going to be good for my long-term survival here. And after I spotted for you and all. Okay, I guess he was ready. And again, the lack of gun elevation to depression is nailing me. Can't see anything there. Let's see if he's still gonna look for me here or not. Apparently not. Okay, that's what you call one of those wrong turns, so I'm not going to go that way. Okay, he realizes that I've run away. I think I'm the wrong guy. So I can bring you out this way maybe. There we go. And I did not see that Udes. We're also doing pretty badly here. 1100 spotting, nowhere near enough for the game. I don't think if the Swedes had been building the Udes instead of the S-Tank, unless you got export success, I don't think that there would have been much difference by way in terms of domestic tank production. Because with the exception of the turret motor, all the technologies, the armor construction, the engines and so on, all the difficult bits are all pretty much the same. Okay, I'm doing okay. You see 47, I'm doing okay with the 430, but I can't say I'm particularly enjoying this vehicle. Hello, Ed from Wisconsin. Which of these tanks would steer by changing the shape or warping of the tanks? Answer right now in the Azores extension, so you get to win things with historical questions. As I seem to recall, the 430 was on the development line to the T64, but I would need to check on that. Okay, we are defending. The right answer is Tetrarch. Yes, I got that right. Not least because I wrote the question. It shares the track warping design with the Universal Carrier. I seem to recall there's one other vehicle that did it as well. The acceleration on this vehicle is not exactly fantastic, it has to be said. You always hear about the Russian hover tanks, and this is not one of them. I think you're supposed to answer the question in the Azores extension itself. I'm not entirely sure because I don't do it. The hell? Oh, it's way down south. Okay. I just saw a red dot go flying on the minimap. I wasn't quite sure where. Well, bet he wasn't too happy with that. First man up normally doesn't have the best time of it. Let's wait for Foch to catch up. I don't know what he's been waiting for, but I do note that there is absolutely nobody covering that northwest corner here. Heavies are there. And the T-95 is slowly working its way up that way. The IS-7 went that way. Where do you think you're going? Look, I'll happily help you, but we got problems on the northeast corner of the town here that this little T-95 is about to walk right into. You probably want some help. This is basically the map equivalent of a reverse slope defense here. It's a very, very thin line, but the hope is that only a few of the opposition will make themselves available to us to be shot at any one time. Oh, he's on his own. And that was a miss. Well done to the 212. There are 3 artists down there, so let's see if we can get maybe one of them. Let's say they went very, very heavy in the south, didn't they? Come on, T-95, stick with it. Nicely done, whoever that was. They did not push hard enough, anywhere near hard enough in their corner, that they had such a massive overwhelming superiority of fire that they really should have. Is he with us? Oopsie. Okay, that hurt. Not too badly, all things considered. A quick check in the mini-map. That Karo 45 is doing nicely, has to be said. That was a shame of a miss. Now, where is that AMX 50? There he is. Going up in front of a Foch. That sounds good. What's left? 2 TDs. Now, this is a defense game, so there's no point in our going way out there. All we have to do is hold these guys off. That was nicely done by the Foch. Also is nearly dead. Now, that said, the WT, I believe, is at low strength. Oh no, there were 2 of them, never mind. This is a defense game, lads. Why are we doing this? Two and a half minutes to go. Because of course there is that leopard out there as well, and I can't imagine he's just going to hang around here. That Caro 45 is having a pretty good game. Wherever you say Caro 45 in... And that was a miss. He's having an excellent game. Okay, so just don't be an idiot and we've won this, is basically the answer. That was a miss, I think. I'm not sure, I've no doubt that this Caro driver is probably cursing me for not helping out as much, but I'm not going to complain with 3,500 damage. Where? Boy, Posilok. Yeah, wherever. But he had a good game for sure. What do I do for the military? I am... Well, technically I'm branched as an armor officer with a cavalry specialization. In actuality, I drive a desk. My official slot right now is as a liaison officer for the 1st Armored Division. So, okay, I'll take that. Make the wife play a match, and that's not going to go well. My left track needed tensioning. It is a bit loose, isn't it? It's interesting, you got alternating heads. I wonder why that's the case. And they're the same on both sides, so I don't know why they do that. Which US Army World War II fictional tank unit would you be rather be in, Furies or Kelly's Heroes? There is something to be said for style, you got to admit. Let's try this again. How many tanks have I been in? A lot. I've not kept count. So anyway, suffice to say, I'll be driving a desk. I haven't had a position on steel since 2011, give or take. I hung on with, you know, my clawed fingers. I was a bit selfish. With my clawed fingers for one last Bradley gunnery before they finally made me a major and said go somewhere else. I was on squadron staff for a while, and they kicked me out of the squadron. Go figure. I had to go work up at the State Operations Center. That's true. I did come out in M60 in 2018. And on my Microsoft Teams profile for the army, because we now use Teams as well because we can't go into the office as much because of COVID. A lot of the others, most of them have symbols of whatever unit they're in, or their call sign, or a few have just their DA photo. I have a picture of an M60, and nobody has as yet asked why the guard officer has an M60 as their that's not right. There we go. Why does the guard officer have an M60 as their avatar? They probably think it actually generally was the last last tank I operated. Hello? Do I have 6 cents on this thing? Let's see if we can get a better shot at this guy. And also give some more... It doesn't matter if the T-44 is going around the corner there. There's Apisonte. There he is. Oh! Well done, S-Tank. Somebody else must have nailed them though on the way up, mind. I'm just gonna wait to see if that T-30 will come around and give him a hand. Where is he? "12 hit points left." 12. Bisonte is almost on his own. I'm debating doing a run to the north, but I'm curious where the Renegade and so on are. So for now, I'll just keep an eye on the east, and I'll just wait for things to thin out a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of people that think that scouts need to be aggressive scouters right at the very beginning. Oftentimes, you can be more effective in the end game if you just keep yourself alive long enough to do it. Okay, the Renegade moved forward. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do an end run to the back. Oh, there's a T-54 there as well, is there? I probably should have legged it. Okay. Find help here. Not working. Thank you. No, careful, not go down the hill there. Ah! Nice shot by him. Okay. By Russian Vodka 10. Okay, that was fair. Mistakes were made. That's the smallest armor unit that the commander actually still has his own vehicle. And maybe a platoon would be for an officer, but yes, I'm Texas Guard. You got the same one. It broke. What you can't see is on one of these for $200 bloody headset. It's being held together with sellotape. I put in a ticket with Logitech support on Friday night because, of course, it always happens on a Friday night, and I'm still waiting for them to get back to me. Best looking tank, in my opinion, Chieftain with Still Brew. When are we watching the dun dun dun, says Foo Force, without finishing the statement. On the central server. Of course, now that we've all survived the great freeze of Central Texas, I wish my plants did. I mean, looking at God knows if those plants are going to recover or not. I certainly hope they do. Okay, so this is an assault map, an encounter map, forgive me. Now watch as all the TDs go west anyway. How do I feel about the Supercock? I think I prefer the E5 still, but it's a perfectly reasonable tank. Not too much went west. $775 area code. That should be Vegas, I think, isn't it? I've been getting a few scam telephone calls from them. It has to be said. Okay, so now there are two of us on here. They have to make a decision. Do they want to come over this crest or charge up the far side? It looks like they're going with charge up the far side. And I think that Lynx realized the error of his ways. Progetto and Tortoise are on the wrong side completely. They can't take any. They can't partake in this at all. "30 seconds, and hopefully they should start getting desperate." Hello. You come back up the hill there. 15 seconds. 4, 3. ELC, can you spot him? Ah, okay. Load HE. And all we're going to do now is just blast our way through. That was a mistake. I'd have thought somebody on the hillside should be able to hit that links by now. There's another one. -3. Thank you. Now, I don't know why those guys up there didn't just shoot the damn... Can't take more of those. Okay, time to fall back. Except that we did not win that. Okay. Well, let's just sit here for a while. CS-59 could have done a bit better, I think, but no matter, we haven't lost yet. So the ISU's on the hill, the WT's hopefully going to get lit up by this ELC as he goes on the far side. Oh, there we go. I nailed him. Come on, one more shot. Is he really just sitting there? You just took a whole bunch of hits, and your solution is to just sit there. Yeah, it's 3 on the hill. I think we won this one. I can't, unless we utterly balls it up. I don't see how we've lost it. Okay, that just leaves 2. A very weak conch and an IS-3. Note how I've spent most of this game on 5 hit points. moving to HE just for the sake of this last. Doesn't matter. Alright, we're done. That was actually a pretty good game. T-34? Yeah, it's... I don't know, some people say it's a good movie. I'm not entirely sure what their definition is, mind. Okay, so not the greatest. I still got way up there on the listing. Oh, hang on, that's why. Well, I could complain about that. And we also won on the T-54 lightweight somehow. So I'll do my multiplier there to get closer and closer to the end. 134. Okay, that's 149 out of 132. So almost done with the ST1. 174 to 186. So another week or so, I'll be done with those two. It'll be a while for me before I'm done with the T-54 lightweight, though. Alright, so this one is kind of interesting. It's sort of like a proto CVRT. And as you can see, I'll put grousers on it to make it turn faster, because when you get this vehicle stock, it goes basically two directions, forwards and backwards. It doesn't like to turn. So I've given it every benefit I can. I've gotten... the driver should have... Here's the driver, isn't it? Yeah. Clutch braking. He's working on clutch braking so it can turn faster. If you look at the concealment factors, they're ridiculously high. So I've given it low noise. I don't think you need a camo net on this. Optics to see further. This is... I've had some very interesting games in this tank. And a couple of disasters. T29E3 model tank recommendation. I think only Dragon are the only ones that actually make them. I might be wrong, but I don't think anyone other than Dragon makes a T29. E3 or otherwise. And honestly, I'm not sure how good a model that is either. Well, the tank started a trend in model making again. So all the manufacturers started coming out with weird, wonderful things. Like Amusing Hobby does the FE 214 with the 183.
Let's get this show on the road.
I'm going this way for some reason. Why am I going this way? I don't know. It's an interesting way to go. I'll just go this way and see what happens. Yep, okay, I'm spotted. Spotted again. Lots of spottings going on here. Dang it.
We've lost half of our engine power.
Well, that's me done now. Yeah, somebody got him. Good job. Thank you. Okay, let's see if he wants to stick his nose up one more time. Need a vengeance shot. 700 of spotting damage, but... Where is the E100? Where are you going?
Enemy armor is damaged.
Yes, I know I'm a scouty guy, but I shouldn't be doing that, but still. Oh, well, we found him.
We've damaged them.
Almost done. Pity. Where is the T? There he is. Okay, well, let's tootle down this way and see what happens. Oh, it's embarrassing.
Enemy is hit.
Wait for the S-tank to catch up a little bit. Always nice to have a sniper handy. Or not. I'm gonna give these guys a hand here.
Penetration.
Oops.
We didn't even scratch them. Enemy armor destroyed.
This is kind of weird. This is one of those. You can almost run this as a TD, like one of those old, you know, the T67 or something like that.
Enemy armor is
Where you can shoot at people from a long range and they just aren't going to be able to spot you. They're not a fantastic game for that tank, but I don't think of premium ammo. I use it sometimes. As you can see, I have some loaded. I look stressed. You have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. Somehow I'm 67% win rate on this Lynx. And I have a long way to go on this, 26 to 105. Actually, I got a very long way to go on this. 181, I'm on 37. Ordinarily, I try to use free XP so that I'm not on the base module for things, but on this one I had to start as the base vehicle and work my way up. And it's been a long run. So the Lynx is a bit of a weird one. It's actually one of the more modern vehicles in World of Tanks, but for some reason I put it down below a couple of the EBRs. And it's, we don't make it clear, but if you look at this particular version of it, you'll see that the wheels are pretty much equidistant. The real Lynx has a much bigger gap between first and second. And that's because for whatever reason they decided to make the in-game model not on the Lynx as built, but the Lynx as originally proposed. Why no CVS in the first slot? If you're talking about the crew vents? Sometimes I do. Sometimes it depends on how I want to play the vehicle. On occasion, ever since they did the rework. Let's go a little bit faster here. So ever since they did the rework, it's been a much more interesting which way you want to choose your vents, or not your vents, your equipment. Really, you're using HE? Oh, I lost my wheel. Down I go. Fortunately, it's almost impossible to get flipped over on one of these things. Yeah, nice shot by him. I was kind of hoping to spot that EBR for our guys, but it did not work. Not exactly a great map for lights. I was talking earlier about how lights really probably sometimes are better off held in reserve for a while. It was probably one of those cases. But nobody else is moving forward, so yeah, whatever. One downside with these wheeled vehicles is that the spotting range is horrible. Oh, speaking of, I haven't equipped this guy yet. Probably because I've only done one game. Oh, it's because I don't have the suspension unlocked to mount more. So let me mount suspension. And let's see what I can put on here. I can't remember what I concluded actually. Combined drive, spawn line, a turbocharger. Was this a small vehicle? A slow vehicle? I vaguely recall it was a slow vehicle. Yeah, concealment isn't going to be a factor on this. Airspeed hardened. There's an argument for hardening. And improved vents. Let me give this one more game without the other two, and I'll see what it looks like it's going to be used. The Chinese TDs, a lot of them are just Soviet TDs. Look at this flap that got stuck in the open position. The hinges have jammed. A lot of them based on Soviet designs. I mean, we know very little about them. We just handed a whole series of plans by somebody in China. It's basically the way that happened. Commander's vision system helps reduce bush camo. I'll take another look at that. Okay, I'll leave it on. It doesn't seem to be too distracting.
炮击开场了，
Impression's not fantastic. That said, I'm not sure. I mean, that circle is so small. I'm not sure it really makes any practical difference. Well, I'll leave it on just in case. I guess it doesn't seem to be causing any great harm. I try to run a relatively minimalistic screen. I mean, all I need to know is where something is and is it alive. And if I need more information, well, that's what the alt is for. You know, this is not going to end well for me. I think our best bet on this one is just going to be to hold the line, as it were. Oh, he's on the far side, unfortunately. So those autoloaders up front? Oh, the Baraska's dead. Utterly dead. Well, there's a surprise. I tell you, it hits hard when it connects. Time to go. Shoot and scoot, lads. Shoot and scoot. Forward here, but to keep reversing. I mean, they've lost a lot of guys trying to come up this flank. Not sure who nailed it. Oh, it's the Barask. Enemy artillery drowned. Aw. I don't know why you do that. I mean, you might as well just make the guy work for the kill. See if you can find somebody who's overconfident, or if nothing else, just get a couple of hundred extra XP. Drowning stuff is just counterproductive. You're dead anyway. You're not going to get any more points for denying the enemy points. Okay, so definitely this is not the... You realize how much money that cost to put up? I mean, really, that was unnecessary. I think definitely this could do with an extra couple of horsepower, so the turbocharger is going to come up. That said, the aiming circle is not slow. I might put the crew vents on this. Yeah, the guys tank. What do they call it? Tankland. I filmed the M53 and the M56 there. Okay, that was an example of how you're supposed to fight on that side if you don't have overwhelming numbers. You draw them back and you lead them into the camo. And how this guy didn't get spotted, or whatever, it's camo fail 23. How didn't get spotted? Okay, let's give myself some turbochargers because I need more speed. And the other one, probably just crew vents. Okay, so let's hop back over to the links here. You're talking about Commander's Vision. Oh, I see where you're going. Minus 15 to concealment. Plus 15. So I gave myself extra range versus... I mean, they're both optics, so I'm not sure it really makes any practical difference. I even give myself 205 Alabama. I don't know anybody in Alabama. No idea. I got 115 in stock. Okay, I can probably afford to buy some of these. My view range is now 400. $410. Do they do the different turret modules? No, they don't. Okay, so just the original AML links. If you look at the French Army version of the thing, the Sagae, they have a different turret to the original Lynx turret. The Lynx was really only the version that came with the AML 90 Lynx, was the 4x4 with the same turret and a 90mm cannon. And when they put the big 90 on it, it's big 90, big 105, the Sagae version anyway, it required a new turret. .172 Tiger. Hang on, it's here somewhere. Where the hell did I put it? There you go, still on my shelf. That's an interesting question. Somebody there asking about the Scorp G versus the versus the 130 PM. But yeah, my first thought is whether or not the depression on the 130 PM is what it needs to be. Okay, let's go down here. And there's a Fritter Cat, which is not going to go well for me at all. Next time I should pay more attention to the map. didn't outweigh the reduction in camo. %. You know, you make a good point. Might do that then. When I get out. Okay, so those are the ones that I have already kitted out. And so the next thing on the tech tree, let's see, is the Lynx, the Czech tank I don't have the money for. Japanese tank I don't have the money for. Chinese. Yeah. Oh, that's the TD I was just playing. Don't have the money for. Polish! Okay, let's go. Down a couple of tiers here. Oh, good lord, I don't even have... I can't even unlock the... Okay, so let me hop over and play something a bit different. Let's go with, I don't know, a premium tank of some sort. T28 concept? I've never played a T28 concept. Okay, here's something completely ridiculous. Not a very good tank, but at least it's different. Now, I can't remember if this was actually built or if it was just a proposal. If it was built, it was only a command vehicle. It wasn't one that was designed to be an actual tank. Now, the odd thing about this guy for this game is it's far better at ramming things than it is at shooting them. Especially this tier.
Ihre Unterstützung wurde angefordert.
Remove them? Remove what? IFC, yeah, the slow-mo guys I think were the ones that did the tank versus safe, so it kind of ricocheted off the top of the safe. Not a very good shot, it has to be said.
Los geht's.
But this is one of those ones where it really helps to get a good run-up in speed. And unfortunately, I think I'm probably going to lose the speed going over the top. But it also has a pretty reasonable amount of armor, so as long as the TDs hit my front slope, I very well could get away with this. But first, let's wait for a little bit of backup here. That cruiser 4 going. Okay, now I'm not going to go on my own, that would be silly. Now he is somebody worth ramming.
Feuererlaubnis erteilt. Wirkungstreffer. Kette wurde getroffen. Sie kann jeden Moment reißen.
Charge! Ah!
Ihre Panzerung. Sie kann jeden Moment reißen.
That's just one of those fun ones. So, clever guy shot my track. It happens. Let's see if I'm out of the other bloke. Although it always seems to happen, has to be said. Okay, so I still didn't win with that pen art. Alright, let's swap it over. I'm not too proud to take advice from somebody. There's no really way. Can you? Oh, that worked. Okay. It's 20, so I dropped 10 meters of range, 20%. Okay. I'll take your point. Let's give it a go to see what happens. Tempo checker spinning down? The military has released a number of pictures of munitions in flight. Go browsing around on YouTube, you'll see them. You asked why I was stressed. That's one reason. He broke his thumb on Saturday. Of course, it's stressing all this up. I was supposed to see a specialist today, and I screwed up. I didn't ask what the address was. I thought foolishly it was in the same place as the hospital. Nope. So his appointment is now delayed 20 hours.
C'est parti.
Wait a second, that's not... Shoot.
Daddy,
Yes, Leander?
open it.
What is this? What do you want, Leander?
The open and here.
What is there?
Open here.
Open there? What is there?
And open the window.
Open window?
Ils sont seulement
The window is open. But you can open the window if you like.
Let me
On va la voir. Continuez à tirer.
here.
Okay, so I wasn't spotted. Time to move.
It's not here.
Help or halt? Oh, hello. What are you doing there? I don't know if I can ram this guy or not, but let's see what happens.
On les tient, les gars.
Okay, that got rid of him.
Cassons un
And that was me forgetting to disengage the central wheel so I could turn faster. Still, I think it's probably a fair trade, losing the... They lost the 2 scouts for that. HE shells are lethal on delay. What, I should be shooting the HE shells? Let's see. On occasion, once in a blue moon, I actually get well tiered. This is the older. This is the original 90mm version, the realistic one. All the snow here didn't last more than 3 days. Well, I mean, okay, it came, it stayed, but within 2 days of the last snowfall, it was completely bone dry, and we're going around in short sleeves. Just bizarre. Okay, I'll have a consider of it for the initial counter scout roll, but I have gotten some very good games using regular AP with them as well. The velocity on the regular AP round is pretty reasonable.
Legen wir los.
Okay, so I'm not exactly well tiered here, but I got a good rate of fire considering. what just lagged? Something just seriously lagged on me there. Okay.
Wirkungstreffer.
Well, I guess we're just going to sit here for a few minutes. I'm just watching a mini-map waiting for something interesting. Or maybe a target of opportunity or something. Boo. There's the advantage to the rate of fire. You got a second shot. The disadvantage is that second shot only did a partial amount of damage compared to the 105. That's getting more problematic up on that side. And so we're having the 105 would be handy. Just to break through the front armor of some of these vehicles that are coming at us. Nice done, Artie. Also nicely done. Okay, never mind. Guess we're not doing that badly off after all. Excuse me, coming through. See if we can find that squirt now. There you are.
Die haben uns eine Kette abgeschossen. Wir stecken fest. Wirkungstreffer. Kette wurde getroffen. Sie kann jeden Moment reißen. Eine unserer Ketten ist zerstört. Wir sind... Weiter geht's.
Is 62 still alive? $69, sorry. Okay, so it's the rhombus one to watch out for. So the range just fired. Okay, anybody have any health? Rhombus does, the two rhombuses do. Rhomboids. Rhombi. I was trying to speculatively shooting at people, but I can't afford to take a hit. Oh, there's a light tank in there as well, that's why. LHMTV. Okay, he's gone. Barask is gone. No hurry. No hurry. Well, it's good to know that, but until the guys in the southeast can figure it out. No, no bonus codes. Thank you very much, RC. However, now that we know where those two
Wirkungstreffer.
would rather you hadn't missed.
Gegen
Dang it.
feindliche Panzerung. Das war's für uns. Raus hier.
So much for trying to trying to wait for help from my colleagues. Lorraine is dead. What are the chances that they already killed the Lorraine instead of killing the thing that could kill me? It's oh, I'm going to go for the easy kill. I'm not going to go for the one that gets us the long-term win. Okay, we'll throw a couple of oh, T-boner. He was the master gunner in one of my previous units. Did 500. I'm not sure what that extra one is. I got 540 out of 541. So okay, let's drop a couple of the AP rounds. Put a couple of HEs. Whoops. Resupply. And we'll see what that does. Okay, again, let's go find something a bit different that I haven't played in God knows how long. Really? I've got a 22% win rate on this? How many games have I even played? "27 games with a 22% win rate." Okay, we'll come back to that. Sentinel, maybe? Sentinel's kind of a weird one for a low tier light because it's, by every metric, it's supposed to be an awful tank. But in actuality... 5? Yeah, 50,000, yeah. But in actuality, I tend to do very well with it. And I don't know why. Oh, gee, it's going up against the KV2, that was another matter entirely. Noctis, Hetzers, an F-30. That'll go right through anything on this battlefield. Let's play cautiously. Of course, only, what, a few of these. There's one in Bovington, there's one in Cairns, there's a variant which has been modified to look like an AC-4 with the 17 pounder in Cairns. There's one in Puckapunyal. There's an AC-3 in Canberra. And I think there's most of one somewhere in Victoria, and that's it. Very interesting tank. I don't think... No. There are some flaws with it, which if you saw my video, you'll know. There's a KB1 there as well.
We've lost a track. We're stuck here. Ready to fire. Enemy is hit. Penetration. We've damaged them. Target unlocked.
What's the Electro doing up there, I wonder? Fortunately, I don't think I can get to him. Cromwell's coming after me, I think. Might behoove me to be somewhere else. Do we have Artie? No? Anybody hit that guy?
We're immobilized. Enemy armor is damaged. Critical hit. We've had it.
It's the problem with the two-pounders, you only do so much damage at a shot. Good way to fire, not much damage. I got the wrong thing on this guy at all, so he wants a speedy one. Alright, so we'll give him the turbo. Let's see how this works. So the 20-pounder, it's a tier 8. Should be a little bit like the Prima Victoria. 0% win rate out of 2 battles. I don't play with the premium tanks very much. It is a pretty tank though, in all fairness. Come down to maybe 2 more games and that's the end of it. The dinosaur is probably hovering around, waiting for me to say that. Well, when a lot of these tanks never made it past the blueprint stage, and automatically as soon as there's one in the battle, that's more than we're in real life. Last battle was so close. Does that mean we won or lost? But the skink? Quad 20? I mean, it would be like tier 4? That's a pretty good turn rate. That searchlight just does make it look a lot better, doesn't it? So they have two armored cars, neither of which have as yet shown up, interestingly. Something nailed him. Oh, there he is. Okay, I'll take that. CDO and a fight killer. I don't think I can get to this Bisonte. Not without getting absolutely hammered back here. Hang on. Else. Boo, hiss. These are what you call burn drills. Oh, good luck, we're absolutely hosed on the far west. Light tank nailed me there. We're not as close as I think we are. I don't know why he's... Come on. Mac Hawk, I can't help you from here. Okay, they've got the cap. Not much I can do about this now. All we can do is secure the south and then hope we can come back up north fast enough to fix something. Two hit points. We're just utterly hosed. How long it takes them to figure out that we're all gone south now.
Enemy armor is damaged. Target acquired. Track hit. Got him. Ready to fire. We didn't even dent them.
Oh, I've got nobody. There's only 3 of us left. Ah, it was not good.
Let's find another target. Permission to engage. Our fuel tank's been hit. Target unlocked.
Give me your track.
We've damaged them.
Nope.
Target acquired. Target unlocked. We didn't even dent them. We're immobilized. Target acquired. Bail out. This vehicle has had it.
Ah, well. Believe me, they're not cheering me on. And this is probably going to be the last one. Draw, defeat, defeat. Okay, we drew on the Canonier Panzer? Okay. Let's see if we can have a slightly better game with this. So you can see 57% win rate. I've not done too badly on this. But unfortunately, if I go with... what's the cost of... Oh, there's no rammer. So I can give myself... At least everything is cheap. Okay, let's give myself extra hit points. Why not? And I'll make myself a bit faster. Okay, now let's see how I do. Once a jolly swagman sat down by the billabong, under the shade of a juniper tree. Was a juniper tree, wasn't it? And he sang as he sat and waited for his belly to boil. Oh, come on, waltzing Matilda with me. Yeah, we've got leaf blower on each side. I can actually penetrate most things here. Let's see how we do. I think it's actually one of the realistic skins where I was able to find camo patterns able to find for the Sentinel. If you want to learn more about it, have a gander for on the World of Tanks NA channel. Sentinel Returns Home, or something very similar to that. So myself and Richard Cutland did a sort of combo video on Sentinel that we bought. World of Tanks actually does own a Sentinel tank, a real honest to God Sentinel, and Wargaming does, and we gave it to a tank museum basically on permanent loan in Australia. Stryat. hopefully we're going to push south, because we don't have very much to push with up north. Myself and a little Valentine 2, also with a 2-pounder. Now the Artie's doing something clever. He's actually not hanging around with the original. He is. But you get much better fields of fire if you actually bother your ass to relocate. Okay, I'm leaving now. I'm definitely leaving now.
Enemy is hit. Permission to engage. Let's locate another target.
There's a damn Luke stand there.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is hit. Target unlocked.
Okay, the Luke's is gone. I'm sure who nailed him. T-28 did. Okay, good for you.
Ricochet.
He's firing HE.
Gunners injured. Enemy armor is damaged. Penetration. That one bounced.
Jesus.
Didn't even scratch them. Enemy armor is hit.
I mean, they're obviously going around here. This is not going to work. They've nailed their Artie. Well done, T-28. But it's like 300 hit points versus God knows how many on that side.
Penetration. Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy armor is hit. We didn't penetrate their armor. Enemy is hit.
Thank you, whoever that was. Unfortunately, the Excelsior is not... Oh! Ha! We've spotted their leaf blower somehow. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get out of here. But I'm not sure I can without opening myself up to all sorts of obviousness. Capture the base, he says. Is it possible? I wonder if it's possible that they've reversed course. Oh, good on you, Artie. Okay, so 2 shots from... That's the one, and did the Artie get the other? No, the T-67 did. Okay, here we go. We might have pulled this one off. Let's see how healthy is that Excelsior. Yeah. Probably better off going up the hill, but I can't get to him. Oh no! Okay, we haven't pulled this one off after all. I'll hopefully see 200 hit points. 67, for God's sake, don't loot. No, 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 no. It's not gonna work, dude. Fall back. Gonna get nailed by two Arties in shotgun mode. That's not gonna end well for you, mate. Okay, maybe it'll end less badly. We'll see. Nope. Shotgunned. Gonna be close. As I'm signaling to everybody where I am by running over things. Or at least I'm signaling to the one artillery piece who's there where I am by running over things. So I'm hoping the P-43 is coming straight up the top here on the far west. If we can kill him without too much damage, we might come out of this okay. One of the nice things about the Sentinel is it has an excellent gun depression. So you can abuse hills. Which, for better or worse,
That one didn't go through. One of our tracks is damaged. We're done for. Everyone get out.
I thought I pulled the trigger, but I hadn't. Good lord, that's a hell of a fast rate of fire by that guy. Sadly, the grill apparently... Yeah, the grill relocated. That was a good try. Okay, that's me done. Lone transformer? Yeah, that happens. Let's see. Scrolling back up here. Well, it's a much better game with a Sentinel. It's coming very close. Okay, well, that is that. I will be back on Thursday evening with the Cavs meeting. Look at that, 2,000 damage. And that will be, we're watching T-34. You need to have Amazon Prime in order to watch it. It's just the way it works. And so have a look for the Facebook event on Thursday evening, and I will see you there. So that is that. Take care, lads.